I was born ready. Look, I got my Deadpool shirt on. Let's go.
Oh man, you're way more prepared than I am. I just have my Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and my Robotech shirt. That's it.
Nice.
Although it's really hot down here. I'm gonna take this off.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's beautiful
Starting
today. We got like 2 inches of snow yesterday, and now it's like completely different since yesterday. It's nuts.
I drove yesterday to Home Depot to grab some, or actually to the grocery store, which is like probably 2 miles away. Took me an hour and a half because people don't know how to drive in the Northeast when there's snow on the ground. It's great.
No. Well, I feel like it's still better here than it must be in like fucking like I don't know, North Carolina, like Texas, or like a place that barely ever gets snow, and it's like they see a flurry and the whole state shuts down.
Yeah, learn to drive. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Overachievers Gaming Podcast, the Marvel Strike Force Insider segment number 14. This week,
14.
I am joined, I am Charlie, aka Vash. We are joined this week by Ashy Pastrami, who's the one-armed Ashy today. He just had surgery, so welcome.
Hi. One-armed Ashy. You just said that. The funny thing about that is you just said one-armed foot.
Did I say one-armed foot?
Yeah, Ashi is foot in Japanese.
Oh. Well, yeah, one arm foot.
The one armed foot. I like it. I like
it. Yeah, that's great. And then as the new member of our team, Chef Crondo, welcome back yet again. So he's another one of our. He is another overachiever. OG. Well, sort of OG. Second wave OG. And then this week joining us is DismalContent, one of the leaders, or I should say, the leader of Pants of Hulk. Hey, Dismal, thanks for joining us this week.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Hell yeah, dude. Appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, so excited for this. I've been actually looking forward to this episode quite a bit because I'm starting to feel like since the other, the other podcast, Dorian quit the game and quit his podcast. I think it's up to us and was it?
Oh, was that the Ravager report?
That was the Ravager report.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that they stopped. Actually,
yeah. So they're no longer doing it. So right now it's just us and Chewburger at the moment. Well, I guess
don't forget Valley just started his too.
Yeah. But his is more of like a podcast version of his weekly update too. So
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But either way, we're in the running for best Marvel Strike Force podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. I like everyone else, but I know we're the best.
No,
that's true. You got to toot our own horn.
Hey, mess with the best or fuck with the rest, my friend.
I like that. I like that.
Anyway, you can find us on Instagram at og.podcast. Our website is beingoverachiever.com, where you can get this episode and every episode we talk about Marvel Strike Force, just gaming in general, one-armed foots, that kind of stuff. And all that fun stuff. And our Twitter is overachieversp, and where we don't really use that at all. We need to get better.
Every once in a while, it's like a hot take or making fun of someone or a combination of the two,
or just realizing that we haven't logged in 2 weeks and that we need to like log in and then look at stuff and retweet some stuff. That's essentially what happens with that. And then we have some new fun stuff happening on the sponsorship aspect. So technically where you don't have a promo code or anything like that, but honestly, since we've been talking about Gamefly forever, we now are somewhat sponsored by Gamefly. We have an
affiliate link though. That's the difference.
That's kind of a sort of thing, sponsor. So anyway, we don't have a promo code or anything like that, but we'll put a link in the description below where if you want to get 30 days of Gamefly for free to try it out, give it a go. We love Gamefly here. So anyway, thanks for Gamefly.
I'm actually going to use that promo.
I'm totally going to use it. Yeah,
you should 100%. It's great. I still use it.
You have it yourself, but I
actually really want to try this Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game. Have you seen that?
I have seen it. Yeah,
it looks dope.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, it's because I want Fallen Order, but I'm probably not going to buy Fallen Order.
Dude, if you don't want to spend one character unlocking one character and you want to for a game and you want to try it out, guess what? You can get it for $15 a month, I think, for 2 games. It's great. All right.
Isn't that great? For $15 a month, I can get 2 games, or I could buy 5 or like 4 packs of 5 items in the Marvel Strike Force store or something.
You can get 20 advanced phosphates.
Man, why did we do this to ourselves?
I don't know. Anyway, Dismo, where can people find you? I don't know if you're streaming and whatnot, but I know that you guys have a Discord or whatnot, right?
Yeah, so we have the POH removed Discord, so that's kind of our main hub. We are actually working on a little bit of content for that. We're working on a U7 kind of playthrough guide, so that's in the works. But yeah, most of the chat comes through there, and it's more just community based and not a lot of content right now. But we're working on it.
Do you guys have any streamers like in the alliance?
No. I mean, we have
really?
we have a couple people I think that have their own, but nothing that we really push. We've had a couple people in the past. Valley was in Panther Hulk forever.
Really?
What is he in now?
He's his own alliance with
thing?
Mobile Gamer. Yeah.
Yeah.
We faced him in one alliance war and stopped them. Just kidding. Love you.
Oh, that was a couple weeks ago, right?
That was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I watched that one.
I imagine, obviously, like, this is so funny because I feel like this is probably like an obvious answer, but like alliances as big as yours, and then yours too, probably, Charlie. You guys probably 100% U7 every time, right?
No, it's 60.
You do 60? Do you guys do 100% Dismal?
It's possible. It definitely takes some coring a little bit.
Oh, dang. So even like the big boys, it's not even fully a normal 100% on that.
Yeah, it's not even worth it. That's the problem, is that
sure.
I think we could, if we wanted to, like refresh up to probably 100 just on refreshes. It's almost doable in terms of roster, but yeah, it's just not worth the 4 T4s or whatever from 60 to 100. So
yeah, it would have been worth it a couple of weeks ago, but I feel like they did a little stealth buff to U7, which was like
which time?
Time? Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I feel like it's when Black.
Why do they do that? I mean, like, it's not like people are clear. Like
it
you
a
said,
better experience for your players.
Yeah, but the thing is
weird.
like, I don't get it, right? Because they don't. What are they actually doing to adjust things? Because we just started U7 in my alliance, and like we're barely scraping by 30%. And the first 2 times we did it, it was manageable. And then Charlie, when you mentioned something about how you guys thought that something had changed, I got obliterated in that next day. Like we had to go back to doing U6 for a couple of days because I burnt out of my raid heals in one session.
Yeah.
Shit, what's your collection power at? You're like 4 mil, aren't you? Or 3 mil?
4.2.
You guys, man, I feel like you should be doing U7 a little easier at 30%. Is everyone like around you, or are you like one of the top?
I would say like I'm in the top. I'm like the 3rd or 4th highest guy in my alliance.
Because we get pretty easy 30% now, just because like it's almost like obviously like we like pick lanes and everything, but we're very strict about it. Like I only do 2 nodes in U7, and every time I do those 2 nodes, that's it. You know what I mean? Like that's all I need to do. We get 30%,
I mean, yeah, really all you need to do is clear like the first boss and maybe one behind it, and that's it for 30%. But yeah, we're hitting daily 60%. We've sometimes pushed for like 70% or so. It just happens, but
that's crazy. It's not even worth it to 100% it.
It's not 100. It's not worth it. It's just
hilarious.
It's kind of scummy, but anyway.
Until I think they come out with ISO 8 or something like that, that's probably when we'll be able to, because it feels like, they stealth buffed it around the time Black Bolt came out, because like the first day after Black Bolt was released, or the day I was able to get him to 75 in tier 12. So I feel like with that, it was easier. And then literally the next day, my entire Tech Wing squad, which is around 330K, is just getting destroyed.
Dunzo.
It's just like it's frustrating, but
getting destroyed.
I'm pretty sure the stealth buffs go back before Black Bolt.
Oh yeah,
unfortunately,
I'm absolutely sure. But that's where I first noticed it. So,
do you guys notice it, Dismal? Like at your guys' level of play? Because I mean, you guys have some buff rosters, so I mean, you have options for like backup teams. I mean, people like myself, like I don't have those kinds of same options. So, like, did you guys notice like that?
It's harder.
Yeah, I mean, so
ninja buffs.
Our roster is it's good enough to absorb the RNG, which is the scary thing, I think, for them, is that we do the same lane every day, we run the same nodes, and for the most part, like something bad might happen, but we're just gonna like we'll heal Minerva for the next node or whatever it is. So we get you get picked off, and then all of a sudden you'll notice if the War Machine node used to be every single time I could hit it 2 times and be done with it. The main boss, I could hit it maybe 3 times at most. And then the day that Strife came out, War Machine is 4 hits. The main boss is 5 to 6 hits.
Dang.
And then they start knocking other nodes like Sledgehammer is now 3 hits instead of
that node is
2. It's just like Firestorm got insane overnight. And, you know, like that's the problem for them, is that I don't think they realize that people run the same lane every single day. I still think they're of the mindset that people just like click whatever they're inspired by on the day.
Right.
But and the other crazy thing for them too is that I think that, you know, when Ali Mayer left the game, we have a little bit better communication with Legion now. So I talk to Fates Fury all the time, and so there's a lot more open communication in terms of, I mean, we're not like working together on anything, but like,
you guys aren't feuding anymore.
If he's like, dude, did you notice that the Sledgehammer node's insane? And I'm like, yeah, dude, exactly. Yesterday it started, you know, taking 2 extra hits or whatever.
Yeah.
There's just a lot more communication in that sense. So it's Pants and Legion all talking about the same problems, which is like, that's twice as many people running that, especially when it's Cabal and Pants Bulk. Like,
well, you guys are the top 2 clusters in the game. So
right.
Without a doubt.
I would venture to say that between your 2 alliances, you guys probably pay for a couple people's salaries at Fox Next.
Oh, I'm sure.
100%. If either one of your 2 alliances, like if the entire alliance stopped playing, the game would probably die. Yeah. The game would just,
they would see a massive drop off in their
things. Yeah,
sales
things would
reports.
Have to change for them. Yeah,
I'm gonna guess that they've probably seen a pretty significant drop off.
Oh, they had to have lately. They had to have.
Yeah,
especially, I mean, like the Black Bolt, which we'll talk about obviously in a minute. But like, I feel like with Black Bolt, that whole deal, a lot of people are really upset. Like you see it. You see the Reddit like, oh, I'm done with this game post like all the time. But I feel like the ratio of that was a lot more the last couple of weeks or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's been a few people quit, like Dorian quit. Was it Combs quit?
Yeah, very surprising. Yeah. Very surprising about
Mac
that.
Quit, but came back.
Is he actually back though? I don't know.
Back. He's back in our alliance. Yeah. So a friend of ours had an alt account which he took over. So it's just one of those.
He took over an alt account.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was somebody else in our alliance has like an alt account and whatnot. So he's just like, hey, do you want to play for the time being?
Is he telling who?
So who?
Is it like known who? Like what the alt account is? Like, do we know who it is?
I mean, it's just somebody in our alliance, so it's not worth mentioning. But it's just funny that like, but he's doing free to play now, so I'm good on Mac for sticking to free to play. He's messaged me a few times to be like, hey, like it's like because I did that new Whale Wars video with Casino, which is the new segment. Don't buy Red Stars. I don't know if you see me. The intro is hilarious.
Yeah,
I rage. Great. I rage at the beginning, and then you have Mobile Gamer being like, "Don't buy Red Stars." Yeah, like an evil Sith laugh. It's
Wait, I actually didn't see this one. This with a Whale Wars with Casino and
I actually watched this one.
It was.
I also watched it. Yeah.
Dang, I didn't even see it. That's why. So yesterday, real quick,
shitty pulls all day.
Yesterday, I don't like. I've actually, I had shoulder surgery. My labrum, which is a piece of cartilage in your shoulder, was torn in 2 places. So they had to like do some magic, right? This happened on Wednesday. I got home, didn't feel too terrible. Thursday, Friday, felt okay. Yesterday, I don't know what happened. I woke up, was nauseous. I had the chills. I was asleep till like noon. Yesterday was a bad day for me. I puked like 4 times. Just like out of nowhere. And then like I went to sleep. I woke up today and I'm fine. Don't know like what the hell happened.
It's the joy of knowing that you got to come and get up and talk about Marvel Strike.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
100%.
That's exactly what it was.
The MSF Insider curing illness.
Yesterday was a reset day for me. I had nothing, not a single goddamn thing happened.
Well, sometimes you just need those, working the hours that we work, Dom. It's just like, I just need to some days you just need to have a reset, and I'm not going to have a reset probably until my show wraps, because I'm about 6 weeks away from finishing closing on my house. So that's going to be fun and exciting. I'm very much looking forward to it because it's going to be so much work. All my free time that I'm going to have.
Shooting?
Our show wraps middle of April. So, and Dismal, I don't know if you heard other things. I work in the film industry. I'm a cinematographer and operator on the show FBI that's on CBS.
Okay.
Dom is a producer for USA Today.
I'm a producer, baby.
And obviously, Crondo is a chef. So,
Kinda. Dismal has like a fond memory of probably one of my lowest points in all of my career of cooking, and it's kind of funny because even years later he still remembered that moment, and it's like, dang, because he was one of the only people in the room when it went down. So
Chef Crondo, whether you are cooking full time or not, you're always a chef to me, baby.
You're always a chef in our heart. But anyway, let's go over the recap the last 2 weeks. There's been a lot of stuff going on. With the recap, we'll start off with what blitzes we had
real
going.
Quick, Charlie, someone's saying for some reason that you were coming through a little quiet.
I know it's coming. I'm coming through a little quiet. It's because I'm talking away from the mic.
You also do talk a little quiet. Yeah. Okay.
I know. I do talk a little quiet.
Hey, Mr. Wolverthor chilling. I just realized too that the only thing that stinks about this setup with streaming is usually I'll mute my mic and then talk to people if I have game chat on, but I can't do that with this, so we can't really talk to people as normal.
No, it's okay. We can say hi, what's up in the chat and whatnot.
I've been kind of doing that, so I got you guys.
So we're trying something new. Before we get back into the recap, we're doing something new where we're streaming this episode while we're doing it live. I mean, obviously the episode when it comes out on Tuesday will be a little bit edited and whatnot, but pretty much, the beginning and ends get chopped off and everything else stays in the middle. So
that's fine. But anyway, stuff.
The good stuff for sure. So anyway, the recap of what we had a Ghost Rider blitz right after we were recording that popped on Monday. I don't know about you guys. I know you guys needed it. I was not expecting that. I thought that was a very well welcomed blitz because Ghost Rider for me at least was at 3 stars. Now he's at 4 stars and 4 red stars. So
yeah, same.
My Supernatural team is less than 100K. So I'm going to start working on them because
they're fun.
They are.
I really like that team. I really like it.
I'm excited to talk more about that as well as the Inhumans that have dropped, but we'll get to that in a second because I'm kind of on Inhumans right now. Anyway, so we had the Ghost Rider Blitz happen, and then we had the Yo-Yo Blitz, which is currently happening now. And then right before the Yo-Yo Blitz, we had the War Machine Blitz, which came out, which, for new players, it's fun because they don't maybe not have War Machine maxed out. I guess all of us as players, except for Dom, have probably had War Machine 7-star for a while.
I got War Machine maxed out. Maxed out.
I'm sorry. I just assumed.
Correct assumption, but I now have 7 fully maxed out characters, so I'll have
Good. And then we well, I'm glad that you're stepping up to the plate. What's your TC?
I'm like a toddler now.
Yeah, you're no longer a guppy.
2.5. 2.5.
Hey, if you think about it, this is good because it means that we got 3 different levels of play on the podcast.
That was always the idea, was that when we first started, especially with the Marvel Strike Force stuff, would be Charlie, who's at the higher end, and then me, who's at the more bottom end.
We can just have a better range of players that we can appeal to.
Now I'm a top and a bottom.
Oh boy,
power bottom.
And then the main focus that I want to talk about with the recap is the new update that just dropped. The 3.8 update, which brought a bunch of new characters. So now we have Crystal, Karnak, Symbiote, Spider-Man, and Cyclops. So
I'm tearing. I'm crying at that. Sorry.
Great. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it.
Sorry.
But so anyway, what do you guys think about the Inhumans that are out now? I spent a little money.
I need to say one thing about the Humans. I am a big fan.
And Black Bolt
of Miss Marvel. And I say that because it's the only fucking Inhuman I have.
You don't have Quake yet?
I was just gonna say.
Oh, sorry. No. Okay. Yes. I guess I do have Quake, but I don't have Quake at anything. So Miss Marvel's at least pretty strong because of
I got that 5 red star Quake, brawler. Baby.
5 red star Quake. Wow.
Finally coming to good use.
No, I mean, Inhumans, cool. I would love to see them. I would love to never see Black Bolt. I'm closer. It's so funny. A year ago, just starting the game, being next to nothing, even 3 months ago, not being anywhere near Phoenix or Ultron, which now I can get them both in the next month or so. The fact, the prospect, the idea of getting Black Bolt is so foreign to me, maybe the other ones, because I think they're doing storylines for Crystal, right? It's
yeah.
I can at least get Crystal that way, but
oh yeah.
Man, dude, like, yeah.
What is
Cool.
that? What is that
The
look,
video-
Charlie?
He's
So
bummed, as you should be.
Well, it's not that I'm bummed. So I have Black Bolt. I have Black Bolt's up there. He's 75 tier 13 for me right now. So I have a 5 red star Ms. Marvel also, who's around 65k, something like that. So I was like, you know what? My Quake's also up there about 60k. So I'm gonna like invest in the Inhumans because I really like them. I invested in Yo-Yo a bit. She's great for Ultima 7, which is surprising because of just being able to put offense down on everyone right before their turn. I think it's very awesome and very smart, that kind of that gameplay. Also, his animations are pretty cool. So I was like, you know what? I've done this. I'm going to invest in Crystal a little bit. So like, I bought one offer. I got her up. She's 3 stars. It's just $20 or whatever, $25. So I said, I'm going to invest in Crystal. I'm going to take a look at it. And I got her to 60 tier 11. She's sitting around 30k. And I'm not really feeling it whatsoever. Like, she just kind of feels,
specifically, or the team?
Yeah, she just feels underwhelming. I don't know, Dismal, if you feel the same. If I don't know how your Crystal is, or if you've done anything, but she just kind of feels kind of meh a little bit.
So for me, it's tough for me because I've had the absolute worst luck that I've ever had in any team on Inhumans and Red Stars. So
you only got a 6 red star for him? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I have Quake at 5 red, and then Miss Marvel at 4, Yo-Yo's at 4, Crystal's at 3, and Black Bolt's at 3. And I have literally opened in the last since Black Bolt came out, I've opened about probably 400 red star orbs.
Jesus Christ!
What?
I've opened over 35 Elite Fours, and I've gotten absolutely shafted.
Let me ask you, out of all of that
C theory.
Okay, out of all of that, I want to know: did you get any 6 or 7 red stars? Period.
I've literally gotten 0 upgrades for almost, I think, over a month. Like 5 or 6 weeks.
Were you already do you have any currently 6 or 7 red stars?
Yeah, I have a couple.
So like with that, oh my god, and it's like I don't want this to again be the shit on Red Star Fox next conversation, but like, come on,
it is just, it's so sporadic. Like, I pull 3 in a week, 3 7 red stars in a week, and then literally go a year and not pull another one.
Yeah, your boy over here still has not seen his first 7 red star, and I'm still rocking Pyro and my Aim Infector Researcher. That's like my 2 6 red stars.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, and then like obviously Casino too, still not having a 7. Like,
he got some good. Hey, Vash, he got some 6 red stars the other day though, didn't he? Like he got what, Shuri and Minerva?
Yeah, he got Shuri.
Those are pretty
Minerva.
dope. Honestly, those are great pulls.
That's nice.
Not 7, but I mean those are.
Well, I'm still sitting high on my 7 red star Kree Reaper or Kree Cyborg. So.
Nice. You gotta now that there's an awesome now that Kree is sort of a counter to Asgardians.
Are they really?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
What's his butt, right?
Ultimus, Kree. Was it Ultimus, Korath, Minerva, Kree, Cyborg, and who's the other one? I guess it could be whomever, but
it needs to be Captain Marvel if it's a big Asgard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to switch up because of that. And like my Kree, my Reaper is also at 5 red star, 7 stars. I think I'm going to switch that team up and then like take Captain Marvel out of that and put her in that Kree team. Yeah. I saw that. It's pretty dope.
I must do some work on that.
Yeah, I would be like pretty bummed because obviously, like if you want to be competitive and you're a top tier alliance, et cetera, like you're gonna drop a little bit to get Black Bolt, and it just seems like the Inhumans team, nice. It seems like look at that little baby Yoda.
I know, right? Let's get a little hoodie on your dog.
Yeah, he was whining and complaining, so I had to bring him up.
You guys spoil that dog so much.
So much.
Yeah, so spoil that dog so much.
I'm curious. So I know you said you didn't have good luck with the red stars on the Inhumans, but like, how do you feel at that top tier of play? Like, what's their best use? Are they better in the wars? Like, can you slot them into the raid? I mean, how do they kind of work out for you?
Yeah, I think Black Bolt and Yo-Yo are both 2 characters that are actually really good in US7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that Black Bolt is not as good as I thought he was going to be in Arena. What do
you mean?
He gets resisted a lot in Arena.
That's what you were saying was going to happen, Charlie.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because, like what my personal stats on him or what, but he gets resisted just way more than I thought it was going to.
Right, because we thought this was going to be the Ultron killer, and it's just not seeming like that's the case.
Yeah, no, I think like I see Black Bolt, and I still bring Ultron in sometimes if I really need it for the counter. So
that's funny.
But did Yo-Yo change things? Because like we were kind of with her ability to kind of like, what is it? She automatically stun summons. I can't remember exactly what her ability does.
That's Crystal.
Oh, okay.
No, she has a 50% evade on any Inhuman's turn. So essentially, if like Black Bolt takes a turn or Yo-Yo takes a turn, you can have it's a 50% chance to gain evade. And also, whenever an enemy takes a turn, she always applies offense down.
Okay.
So, which is actually a really cool animation.
Yeah.
I was using that in U7. I was like, "What is that animation?" I was like, "Oh,
yeah." You posted that U7 team. I assume that's like the new big boy U7 team. Like, what is it? Hela, Black Bolt, Yo-Yo. What else?
Shuri and Falcon essentially is what I'm using. Only because I have a 6 red star.
I was gonna
Falcon.
say I'm sure Falcon could be interchangeable, but that you probably use that because of.
Yeah, but I'm very you can switch that out for whatever. But you can still use I can get all the way up to the 3rd boss with that team, no problems. But it's also very RNG dependent because everybody seems to target Yo-Yo out the gate. Right. So if she dies, or I'm sorry, not Falcon. You want Scientist Supreme. So it's
yes, yeah.
For the revives and whatnot. So sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. I'm enjoying that raid team. That's why I started working on that. But Yo-Yo is also in my arena. I put her in my arena.
Right.
But Dismal Fates Fate Fury is in my arena shard, and he's been sitting at number 2 forever. And I'm constantly fighting back and forth for top 5. And he's already has a tier 14 Black Bolt, and I've tried to fight that team. Not worth it. It's 498k. Not worth fighting.
Tier 14 Black Bolt. Jesus.
My God.
Yep.
Did you all see the post the other day on Reddit of the guy that has the 7 red star Captain Marvel, and he maxed everything out, and it was 121,000 power?
Yeah.
Gross.
It's
absolutely
beautiful.
Gross. It is. I'd hate to fuck with that.
100%. Yeah. No, thank you.
I would be terrified of that. She could have one shot.
Easily.
It's unavoidable.
And then continuing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then continue.
I bet she just tickles somebody in U7 though.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You
right.
A little tickle.
Not so much.
Yeah. A little tickle. That's funny.
But yeah, so I'm kind of on the Inhumans. Maybe Karnak brings some much needed. Maybe he brings some much needed utility to the crew and whatnot, because although his ultimate is an 8 energy ultimate, but it removes all the buffs on somebody. But I like his basic of being able to strip evade. So you have people who have evade, with Loki putting all those evades on people, or X-Men with evades, or something else. So it'll be interesting to see. He's coming out in a blitz, so I'll probably just blitz for him. I'm most likely not going to whale out on Karnak for it, but I'll just let it happen. But the one character that I am very excited for, and I watched a couple gameplay videos or kit breakdowns and whatnot yesterday, is Symbiote Spider-Man. Because my Spider-Verse team is awesome, or not. Well, they're not awesome. They're going to be awesome with Symbiote Spider-Man. But my Spider-Verse team is really powerful in terms of collection power.
And your Carnage is dope.
My Carnage is 6 red star Carnage, fully maxed out tier 13. I'm going to start putting more resources in him, maybe get him the tier 14, because just to have those abilities with his passive of giving essentially healing to anybody who applies negative effects is going to be ridiculous, especially with being able to spread.
The whole team.
Yeah, the whole team, they're just going to be healing out the gate. And then, with Venom, they updated the Venom's passive. So anytime he's over 95%, he gives defense up for 2 turns to all symbiote allies, which right now is Symbiote, Spider-Man, Carnage, and Venom. I'm assuming they'll probably bring out more symbiote characters.
Well, they're reworking Venom, right?
They did a small little one for now. But the nice thing also with Carnage's passive is he'll give 30% turn meter to all symbiote characters whenever a character gets below like 25% health, which is going to happen a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
You know, it's really cool. It's a cool character, and all this stuff is cool. I do wish though that they introduced this more so as a skin instead of a whole new character. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there's an argument to be had that introducing skins for different characters that give them different abilities for different sets or you know whatever might take away from having to spend so much goddamn gold in trading resources like out, you know what I mean? Because that's now you have a whole new character that's technically the same character, or you have a new character that's technically the same character, but you have to spend the same amount of shit on him again to get him up there. You know, exactly. Yeah,
that's it. Exactly. Yeah, it's
money.
Yeah.
It's $2 to get a skin, and it's $150 to get gear, gold, red star orbs, character shards, blitz credits, whatever. It's just like,
although I'd be interested in seeing that because I don't know if you guys play Marvel Future Fight at all, but they do something similar with that skins. With uniforms. So they have different uniforms, give different abilities to different characters. And you know they have different stats for those uniforms. So
that's
like you have a
thinking.
base character and all that stuff. But they also have different alternate versions of like they'll have like Thor, and then they'll have Thor with Jane Foster, and then they'll have Thor from 3099 or something like that. You know, that kind of thing.
They are definitely on the path to doing that in Marvel Strike Force.
You think so?
Oh God.
Oh, I know so for sure.
You have a hot tip?
I do. Yeah.
Oh.
So
you heard it here first, everybody.
Yep. Symbiote. Spider-Man will not be the last time we see a character that's basically already in the game again.
Yeah, I'm sure there'd be some other
interesting
skins or reskins. Fat Thor?
Fat Thor would be great.
Fat Thor would be really funny.
You got any other like little people that you already know about there?
NDA. He's got to be careful with that.
I'm not an NDA. That's the good part about it.
Yeah. He's just a baller.
Yeah,
the worst part about being not under an NDA is that you're like, all right, we'll give you some information, but the second you fuck that up, it's like, hey.
Well, yeah. I mean, I heard about this thing with Cyclops that I thought they were going to do, which is probably not the case at the moment. I got a little bit of heat for releasing that, but I kind of did it just so they would change it. So if they did change it because I released it, that's good.
Yeah,
I think that's a win. If it was never like that, fine. Maybe I was wrong, but I don't want to say too much about the character because I'm not entirely sure it's true, but it makes a lot of sense. So.
Hey, if what you had said about, because I read that post, if what you had said is how they were going to do Cyclops, I have a feeling that was going to have some major backlash. Because people
was that on Reddit?
It was on Reddit. Yeah, people. Okay, so the Black Bolt thing is one thing, right? Because Black Bolt's like, I would venture to say that more people are stoked and excited about Cyclops than they would be about Black Bolt. Because of the fact that Cyclops is like one of the most popular characters
like
in the entire franchise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not to mention, also to compound that, back when Phoenix was coming out, we were under the impression that Cyclops was going to be the replacement for Wolverine. So a lot of people like myself held off on boosting Wolverine. And then, as Vash told me the last time, that Cyclops Kid is actually kind of being reworked to have synergy with Wolverine. So it's like, go fuck yourself, everybody. And you know,
specifically you.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely me. But Fox 6 has a team that is dedicated to fuck Chef Crondo. Like that is literally hashtag. That's an internal thing that they've got going on there. So yeah.
They listen to this podcast and be like, that guy right there, he's new to the podcast. Let's just like put the let's not give Casino any 7 red stars, but let's specifically make code to fuck Chef Crondo.
Yeah, I would not put it past anybody over there. Okay, I'm that narcissistic that I would believe that they did that.
Absolutely.
Anyways,
that's
rant over.
I haven't pulled any gold orb pulls since I leaked the Cyclops thing. Just so we're all clear.
Dude, get out of here. Get out of here.
It is 100% conspiracy theory, but yeah.
Conspiracy is real.
Yeah. Every time I buy a red star offer and then I pull all 2-star dupes, I just type in game chat like Cyclops ...
That's funny. So funny.
That's so good. That's so good.
Well, I mean, that's you are the sacrificial lamb for everybody. So
thank you. Thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you very much for your service. So continuing on, I mean, we kind of sort of talked about Cyclops a little bit. So I'm actually excited for him to come to the game. Don't know how he's going to be released just yet, which everyone assumes is a milestone release. So that'd be kind of cool. It's just one more character for milestone stuff. But his kit looks absolutely ridiculous with, having a ton of synergy to an already amazing X-Men team, which I'm thinking he's going to replace Storm for the most part.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, which is fine by me. My Storm's not the greatest. She's at like 35K, but I was holding off on working on my X-Men team further until he got announced with his kit and everything like that, so we could see how he fits in. So I might start working on everyone else but Storm a little bit more, just trying to get there. I mean, my Phoenix is obviously the powerhouse of that team. She's almost tier 14. I'm very close to getting her. She'll be my first tier 14 in my roster.
God, I can't wait she comes around again. I have her at 5 red star, and I'll be able to finally unlock her.
So much.
Nice.
I'm so excited to unlock her. I wish we had a calendar of when things are coming, because I just want to know.
Yeah, that would be nice. A little calendar. We kind of can estimate based on things, but we don't know.
Even so, sure. Like they could just do whatever they want. Anyway, yes, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. But the thing that I'm very interested in talking about with you, Dismal, is just trying to is our other segment we talk about like what we're looking forward to with things coming out with the game. And so there are things on the horizon that I'm excited for, and which I already talked about, the symbiote Spider-Man coming to the game, as well as with his kit and making the city team viable for Dark Dimension and Raid. So that's not just defenders, because right now defenders are the worst tonight. Even though they're in my top tier team right now, I hate them so much. So I'm looking forward to having another city team that I can throw in, throw in defenders as cannon fodder, and then coming back in with like an awesome city team with Spider-Verse and everything like that. So yeah, what are you guys looking forward to? And I know you probably have some hidden gems there, Dismal, but I'm really excited to talk more about what's coming next.
I mean, for me, I feel like we're due for a couple of these data mined raids that have been floating around. So I'm hoping that we get either Delta or Hydra raids. I assume that next patch will probably be Red Skull. So I would hope that next patch we get a new raid, because I think the Greek raids or alphabet raids or whatever are getting a little bit stale.
I couldn't agree more.
And there's just so many characters that we have now that you can't use in any of those game modes, which is too bad. So I would love to see that. I've heard some rumblings about some new game modes, which I think just overall is good for the state of the game.
Please,
we really need something.
Yeah, like a tower or some sort of something that's kind of like you can work towards every day, or even something that's kind of like, repeatable. So it's not just blitz all goddamn day long.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like, they're in this weird spot of balancing like money versus what they need to do for the community. But they got to help us out a little bit, I think.
They got to keep people interested.
You got to keep people around to milk them for money in a way, and I think people that spend are happy to spend, but also at the same time, like if the game gets stale, there's no turning back. People are going to leave, and
I mean I think with all of the outcry of how it's very pay to win in certain scenarios with unlocks and everything like that, it's still like people who are, like you said, people who are paying are happy to pay, but like you got to give them a reason other than a character that you can use maybe once a week. Or twice or 3 times a week in war, let them flex a little bit, So I know things take a while in the development phase with it. You just kind of have to, stick with it. But and we've talked about this before. Just let us know it's coming. Like maybe it's 6 months to a year out, but like just tell us, hey, we're thinking about doing this. We'll take some ideas and feedback from the community, but like, hey, this is in development. Just tell us. That way it's like, oh, okay, well then maybe I'll stick around for a bit. Maybe they won't have all these content creators starting to quit because like there's nothing to do in the game outside of Blitz and rerunning Dark Dimension for fun.
The thing about giving us any info, and I realized this too before about asking about like a calendar or something, like it would be nice for a player like me, like a mid-range player who can unlock stuff, to know a couple months in advance if a creator's coming out, right? The problem though is if they don't tell you, is if they drop, hey, in 5 days this event is dropping and that character's dropping, then you gotta buy the offers.
Panic farming.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna buy the orbs, or you're gonna spend money on power cores, like refresh. You're gonna be doing all that stuff, And like, yeah, would it be nice to let us know in advance? Of course it would, but that would mean they lose money,
Yeah, but I still feel like there's a fine line between like,
Oh, there is. It's definitely shitty practice, 100%. And I think at this point, I mean, obviously they know it's a shitty practice, but like they also don't care because people are willing to do it, which is like, again, whatever, fine if you want to do it.
It adds incentive for them to actually spend that money or extra money out of the norm,
Yeah, like I haven't spent money in this game in quite a bit, and I'm pretty happy about it because I don't like the practices they've been doing in regards to like some stuff with the game, obviously. And I'll still play as long as I can, as long as it's viable for me to play for free. I will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
And I enjoy where I'm at. I'm in a really chill alliance that doesn't require too much of me. That still allows me to do what I can do, and I still get good stuff out of it. But like, until the day comes where it's straight up like, you can't get this character unless you straight up buy it. Which kind of is already a thing.
Colossus.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Minerva.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna spend that money, but like they won't give us that stuff because that means that you're not gonna have that panic spending. You're not gonna have that like those cores buying up to refresh stuff. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I think that's the problem is that like they need to realize that there's a balance that they're really struggling with right now. Like if you give the community those give them a calendar and give them an idea of what's coming, their revenue is going to increase. Like people are more likely to buy if you, let's say the next legendary is announced and everyone knows it's Black Bolt and here come the Asgard offers, people are going to buy them more likely, right? People didn't get a chance to buy Hela the first time because they didn't know what she was for, so people just skipped it. But had they been up front and said, hey, these people are going to unlock Inhumans, and like you knew it a month ahead of time, who knows if they would have made more money. It's just
definitely would have made more money.
So I think being transparent and being a little more open actually in the long term would help them greatly. I just don't think that they see that yet.
Oh, that's just capitalism 101. They're trying to make that quick dollar now and not the long term.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The thing too is I wonder also because I feel like lately it's become more money stuff, like more like capitalistic in nature. I wonder if that has to do with things like regarding the sale of Fox Next. I'm curious about that.
You mean? With the acquisition, you mean?
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
Maybe.
You know anything about that kind of stuff, Dismal?
What? Oh yeah. I mean, I would imagine they're never going to say anything, but I imagine that if you're marketing your business to sale, you're going to try and make it as profitable as possible.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Mm-hmm. You have this backlog of, let's say you have 12 things that are ready to go out, and you have to pick between finalizing like the Inhumans and finalizing Nexus 8. Guess what you're going to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not going to start giving you orange gear right now. So.
Exactly.
Especially with a new Dark Dimension drop. And like, okay, here, you can buy everything from the store. Oh, but there's a gold shortage. Oh, and all these characters coming out. Oh, here's a bunch of gold offers.
That's a
funny. 4 more new characters.
Yeah, Vash, what you said about them announcing these game modes that they're working on. I'm sure they're working on stuff. It's funny to me that they have Nexus 8 and 9 coming soon. And that is the easiest stuff for them. They could bang that stuff out in 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Easily, dude.
And it's like, why are you dangling the carrot for Nexus nodes when you could be dangling the carrot for like the danger room or like the whatever it is that they're working on. And people would give them more time. We're a lot more patient for a new game mode. Wait,
let's back up. Let's back up here. What are you talking? What's this danger room thing?
Well, that would be a speculation completely, but I would imagine Danger Room would be a mode where you can pick which buffs you want to apply to your character. So you could battle like, I'm going to use my Coulson and use his war stats instead of using his blitz stats, because there's no way you can use these characters that you spend, how much money you spend on Asgard, and then you put them on defense and you don't really get to play with them because there's no.
Right.
Yeah. You can use them in Cosmic for raids and stuff, but
we recently
you can only play against them.
We took Asgardians off of defense. We actually use them in offense.
Why? They're the best war defense team.
I know, but they're also really fucking strong on offense. It's something different we tried and it's worked.
True. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah.
All I know is I took a screenshot of this because I thought it was fucking hilarious. But my 120k Asgardian team had 2 defenses against 200 plus K teams.
They're so good.
I just couldn't believe it. I was literally laughing out loud. I was like, I could only imagine the person on the other end of that screen must have just been like, "Son of a bitch,
they're good."
I'm sure, absolutely. Before we get too far ahead, if anybody's watching on the live stream, we're going to do the very last thing we're going to do is a Q&A session. So if you have any questions you want to ask us or Dismal or anything like that, feel free to put just put a capital Q with a colon and then your question so we can go through the chat and then find it later on. And I'll start making a list, or if Crondo, if you want to make a list of questions.
Yeah, I got you.
So if you're watching, if you want to ask questions, we'll do our best to answer them as much as we can. So.
And they have to pertain to Marvel Strike Force, okay, people?
You can ask me why I'm so handsome.
Well, now you're only half an arm handsome.
I'm a quarter. Armed. I can still wave.
Hey, but he's still got the one arm foot,
Well, I'm glad that you can just tap, right? Because then you can play Marvel Strike Force. You can't play your Switch very much.
Yeah. Well, so actually, I found out I can hold the controller because the way that my sling is,
you're like this. You're
I can do this.
Yeah.
Under the context of looking at what he's doing right now, there could be so many questions asked about.
Or you can play a banjo.
I was going to say
for the people that are listening, it was a very very interesting stance he took.
Oh, my crotch right here.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
that's what the people really want to see. That's why they're here.
Of course,
that's why they're here, is to see that for sure.
Holding the Switch controller looks like he's playing a bagpipe.
Yeah,
bagpipe. That's a good one.
There we go.
Anyways,
so we have our next segment is a love it and hate it segment, which we talk about one thing we love about the game, one thing we hate about the game. And since we always talk about things that we love and hate about the game, we leave it up to our guest to give us their insight. So, Dismal, what is one thing that you love about the game right now?
I love the players of the game. I think that people that play this game are troopers for sticking with it. I hope that people. A lot of people have quit. A lot of my friends have quit, which is tough. I don't think that any of us would still play if all of us weren't still playing.
Yeah,
easily.
I 100% agree with that. I think community is like one of the best reasons. I mean, that's my interest in the game peaked like even more so since I joined the MCU and even joined the Mac Mansion, just because I feel like a camaraderie with everybody.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. Even if it's just not talking about the game in general, but just like having a community to talk with people, just in a big Discord, or just like meeting other streamers, just having these conversations with people. I think it's very interesting, and it's totally understand where you're coming with from that.
That's easily our most consistent answer people give. Easily,
yeah,
is the community.
But yeah, cool.
Are y'all like super tight in your lines? Like, do you guys like know each other? Know each other?
Not. I mean, we're not as personal, I don't think, as probably a lot of alliances are. But I mean, most of the people I've been playing with for probably 6 months, and there's just
back when they poached you from my alliance.
I know, right? They that was Alimir's fault. We spend a ton of time together, and like I just think the commitment to each other and to the greater cause of what we're trying to do as an alliance is pretty cool. So
it must be really cool to have a little ship fly through in the raid. Like,
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
That's like a pretty.
I
cool
get to inherit all of this cool stuff. So it was a little overwhelming at first, but now it's cool. We have 18 alliances now. We've almost doubled since I took over.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's
4 in the top 10. Like we've had some pretty cool wins in the last couple weeks.
Man,
Multiverse almost beat Legion of Power. They lost by like 1 defense this week, which is insane because I think it's 19 million or something like that, which is unheard of in Alliance War in the current mode. Like Baby Yoda beat Legion of Power a couple weeks ago twice. So yeah, I think we're having a good run in our top 10 alliances right now. So
yep, that's awesome.
You know, I think that the coolest thing for anybody that's listening that doesn't know the background of like Dismal, and I ran into Dismal probably around the time the Magneto had been released, and he just started playing the game, and he started playing with my alliance, which was like a scrub alliance. And then at some point in time around when Wars came out, somebody reached out for Pants of Hulk for him to come join, and you know, I was sad to let him go, but like we both knew it was for the best. And like since then, it's crazy to see like how. And I don't know if this is like a testament to the fact that I know you have like really strong work ethic and you probably apply the same thing to the game, but I feel like Pants of Hulk has accelerated itself like big time since you actually joined their alliance, and not even as like as the leader now, but back then you were just like a regular member and graduated into that. And like, what was that experience like when you first got in?
I don't think very dissimilar to work either. You know, like I think that it's nice when you are surrounded by only people that care at a high level. So like the more people that you're with, the less people that cut corners and things like that. You're always going to be more successful. So like that's the cool thing about the Pants alliances is like it's 24 people. Like people aren't going to go MIA for 4 days at a time.
Yeah.
You can expect that, you know, everyone's going to get their raids done and get their war done. That's a big part. That's a big part of it, is like not having to worry about that frustration of people pulling their weight.
Yeah.
It just makes the game way more enjoyable because then you just get to play, and you know, like you got 24 people that are going to hit and war and do their best and smash out some raids and stuff like that. So it puts some enjoyment, I think, back into the game. That it's a little frustrating when you, especially when you go nuts personally, like if you're doing 12 attacks in a war and then you have like 3 people in your alliance that didn't even log in for the duration of the war. You can get
you mean like your first alliance?
Is that you?
Yeah. We used to, no, seriously, like Mike, I mean, I'm one of the people that obviously when Mike goes around, like I would go balls to the wall on the wars too, but he's right. Like we would always have like one person that would, you know, like sleep on it and we would lose, and it would just, it leaves a very salty taste in your mouth when you're the one like pushing super hard and you just see that there's people that aren't. And I mean, there could be something really bad going on in that person's life, but
well, like, you know, our alliance, like the for Legion, the whole thing is like totally cool. If you gotta skip, just tell us, just let us know.
Yeah.
Someone will cover you in some way. And like that's like that's what we do, you know. So like someone can't be in for that day or whatever, like someone else will take over those nodes or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, communication is key. Like, just don't disappear. Be like, hey, I can't. Like, we have a thing in our Discord as well. That's like, you know, leave of absence or vacation or what, inactive.
Oh wait, no,
like,
we're the same thing.
Yeah, it's like can't log in today because of, you know, like for me when I'm taking over as the cinematographer of the show, I let everyone know. It's like, hey, I am the boss today. I can't look at my phone all day long except for like at 20 minutes while I'm at lunch. So I'll do what I can. But if you need me to hit any war or anything like that, I have
I'm
to
the
auto
boss
it.
Today.
No, it's true. I mean,
it is true.
I'm in charge of 150 people on a set. So of course
it's a funny way to put it. It's 100% true.
But yeah, so continuing on, what do you hate about the game right now?
I mean, everything Blitz related.
Really?
I think that's too obvious.
Dude, Blitz
but
sucks, man. Blitz sucks.
Yeah, and I think like, you know, it's nice. There's more tiers of rewards now, but like, oh my god, I got to do like 10 million to get 1 to 2% for Yo-Yo. I feel like it's just insane.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm at 14.5 right now. I'm doing my blitzes right now as we speak, and like I'll be probably able to hit maybe 16, 17 million today. But yeah, it's just I've been literally playing the game all day for 3 days.
Yeah, it's not
so frustrating. Not fun.
It's not fun. Yeah.
I tried for a hard word blitz or a hard blitz the other day. I forgot who it was for.
Ghost Rider.
Yes, thank you so much. I got to like I think 4 or 5 mil, and I was like, done. I don't care what I'm at. I don't care. I don't care what I have to do more. I don't care.
You hit a wall.
It's just so boring. It's so boring. It's so boring.
Mm-hmm.
It's so boring. It's so stupid and boring. I hate it.
Yeah, I don't even play it. I just have my characters log in, hit auto. If they win, they win. If they don't, they don't. I don't really care. I just do the auto. I don't even. It's so tedious, and it takes up so much goddamn time. Like my screen time has said that I spent 12 hours playing Marvel Strike Force a day for the past 3 days. So, but granted, a lot of that's just me putting it, hitting auto, putting my phone in my pocket, and going.
Nonetheless, that's like, time that you had to actively keep your attention was on the game, one way or another.
Not even that. It's just phone battery, really, is what it comes down to. Yeah. But still.
True.
But yeah, so I agree with you 100%, Dismal, that it's just like Blitz is the worst. I wish that they would figure out a way to have having characters released in other ways in the future, like they used to with raids. Why not? That was fun.
That was great. Like I was lucky enough that I came in when Thanos was still raidable. I thought that was great. I can't believe that's still not a thing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's some of the things that they're talking about with these new raids potentially coming out with like the Delta raid or the other raids that they might be having with maybe the next patch with 4.0. Maybe that's when something happens. But
I assume that Red Skull is going to be somehow related to that Hydra raid that's in data mines, but they've data mined, I think, Blitz for him, but also they like data mine Blitz for Shuri, and so they might be just pulling the wool over our eyes with that a little bit, but
could be that, or it could be like, hey, in the future we have to, like, I understand the fact that like if you ever want a character to be in Blitz, you have to like preemptively add it in there so that way it's ready to go, so you can just like flip a switch or hit a toggle thing or whatever, and then you're good. But I'm pretty sure that's probably what it is. But
yeah,
that makes sense.
All right, what'd you guys pull for Red Stars this week? Dismal, let you go first.
Oh, sorry.
I pulled literally absolutely nothing. I haven't gotten an upgrade in a month. I have three stars on Black Bolt, 3 stars on Crystal, and 4 on Yo-Yo. I haven't even built any of them because they're not even usable for me at that.
Can we hear your best Red Stars at least?
Just
I love this part. This is my question. Because I'm never going to experience it, so I want to hear about it. Okay.
Yeah, I sent a screenshot of my Sinister Six team in our Discord the other day. It's 457K.
Oh my god!
Get fucked, dude. What?
There's 3 7 Red Stars. My Sinister Six.
Oh my god!
Wait a minute. Is Sabretooth's in that group, right?
No.
Marauders.
That's Marauders, right? 6. Oh my god!
So I have Vulture, Shocker, and Mysterio at 7 red, and Green Goblin 6, and Rhinos at 5.
Cool.
So they're insane.
I have a question for you, Dismal, real quick, just because I want to do a theory craft and want to get your thought on it. So I was using Asgardians and Blitz. Granted, this is still Blitz. I was using Asgardians and Blitz up against an even Sinister Six team. I was like, oh, this will be easy. I just hit auto. I got destroyed in Blitz at like tier 6.
Yep.
So I'm curious as to if Sinister Six at that level can pretty much wipe the floor with Asgardians and War. So I'm curious if you've tried that at all, or if you put them on defense.
Yeah, we always have them on defense. And actually, that was a point that I brought up kind of early in Asgard for a counter, just because it's so much adjacent and AoE, like, heal block from Mysterio for everybody, and then Shocker can kind of go nuts, and Rhino hits even if people are stealth. And I think I've never done it, but it makes sense. It makes total sense.
Yeah, because like it was not even like I didn't even kill one person on that team, and I just got obliterated. Like they just took everybody out. Like on an even matchup, like my Asgardians are like 250K, and it was like 260 or something like that. I was like, oh, this will be easy. Hit auto. Nope. Not even close.
That's how much I don't like blitzes. I don't even scroll through the teams anymore. I just fight the first one. So even if it's a loss, I just it's like, well, that was bad luck. I picked X-Men. Like, oops.
Oh, I should have. Maybe I should have clicked through on that one.
Yeah, I probably should have changed
Moving
team.
on.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's just funny how like before these Blitz reworks, is everybody was getting defenders and everybody hated like 3 things of defenders. Now I feel like everybody is just clicking defenders because now the defenders are the easier teams.
That's actually really true.
Mixed 100%. Match ones.
That's funny.
All right, Dom, what'd you pull? Red Stars.
I also got a 4 Red Star Yo-Yo.
I hate you so much.
I got a 1 Red Star Black Bolt and nothing else.
Well, that's fine because you won't use it.
I'm not going to touch him. Exactly. Ever. Yeah, I got a 4 Red Star Yo-Yo. I mean, I feel like her synergy isn't really there without Black Bolt, but
still going to be there with Quake and Crystal.
Yeah, sure.
Especially with the the event that's coming out in next week or so, you'll be able to get her. I feel like Crystal is just like she's okay. She's not like mind-blowingly good, but like enough to make the Inhuman teams good.
You think?
But
okay.
But yeah, I think that'll be fine. Chrono, what'd you pull?
I pulled 2 4-star A monstrosities that were duplicates.
Huzzah! So technically, you mean your girlfriend pulled 4?
That's right. That's right. Because I'm not opening up my red stars anymore. Because I have a year of streaming to showcase that I pull nothing but dog shit on my account. So I'm hoping that maybe at some point in time she'll have like that not really beginner's luck, but that stroke of luck, so I can just be like, thank you so much for that, and she'll be like, yay, did I get you something good? And I'm like,
yes,
no, you pulled a 7 red star mercenary soldier. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I think it would be fascinating to like come up with people's routine of how they pull their red stars, because
so interestingly enough, not to cut you off, so the next guest we're having on is Reman Reman X. I don't know if you have seen his streams or listened to his stuff. So he is a big proponent of the seed theory with this game and how the algorithms work, and kind of can look behind the curtain and kind of see how that works. So I'm not one to go like super conspiracy theory on it, but like his roster is ridiculous.
Yep.
Absolutely ridiculous. So he's coming on the podcast, the next MSF. So in 2 weeks we'll have him on to talk about it. So I'm very curious to hear his thoughts on his, in a more of a conversation about what his thoughts are.
I like this. You know why? Because I'm currently sitting on 30 red stars. So I think that I'm just going to keep riding the hold on to them until we do this stream. That's my birthday weekend. I think you just sealed the deal. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save them all for my birthday weekend and test this theory out after talking to him about it.
You should 100% do that, because I want to chat more about that, because I've tried. So I tried the seed theory that he has, which is I'll put a link to his Discord, because it's very interesting. And just like, I'm not like, oh my God, this is like, full on tinfoil hats and everything. But like I tried it, and the very first time I tried it, I pulled 4 red star pulls from the basic red stars back to back. They're all dupes, but pulled 4 red
nonetheless,
star ones.
That's better than a wall of greens, which is what I usually get.
There's a lot of people in pants that do his seed theory, so
yeah, so I'm curious.
Does it happen to work for them?
Well,
I mean, it's all RNG, but,
I think it's confirmation bias when it does work. So people
it's
the first thing in game chat is like someone pulled a 7 red star black bolt, and they're like, oh, I seeded that one. It's like, yeah, sure you did.
Right.
I mean,
can you prove that?
Yeah, I was like, I opened 132 red star orbs and I seeded, and it didn't work. Like,
right.
So
Ryan chat says, LOL, it works. Got me a 6 red star Black Widow.
Yeah, but still, it's not always 100% guaranteed to work. But it's like, how do you recognize patterns within the game and understand how the algorithm works for certain things, especially if they admitted to using certain types of algorithms. But either way, it's I'm excited to kind of talk about that. But
I think next week I'm wearing a tinfoil hat when we do this. Will that offend him if I do that?
It will not. He's got a good sense of humor. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. My red star pulls this week have absolutely sucked. So if you didn't see, I was a part of Casino's newest segment, Don't Buy Red Stars, which you should not buy red stars, which we'll link in the description below as well, but you can see it on his YouTube channel. And so the best I got a 5 red star Drax upgrade, which is great for my D4 war team. And then I got a 2-star yo-yo, maybe 3-star yo-yo. I think it's 2 because I bought I bought the third one. So I've just been buying upgrades for all these new characters releases because I've had shit luck since I've had Invisible Woman. I opened, I think, like 90-something Red Star orbs for Invisible Woman, including 14 Elite orbs. Nothing for Invisible Woman. So I did not do well with the seed theory on that, but I didn't know about it at that point.
You don't say.
I mean, the seed theory, it's not going to make you pull any worse.
No.
So, I mean, if you're into it, why not go for it?
Yeah,
and it works for him. Obviously, he's got like the third strongest team power, I think, in the game or something. So.
Really?
Yeah. It's ridiculous. I think he said that like over 60% of his roster is 5 stars or above. Everything. No, he doesn't have a single person.
Couldn't that just also be
4.
time played? Because at some point you're going to start getting more 5-star
time played.
Money spent. Because I mean. You know, also like you're going to be getting more red. What's the 5-star orb drops, right? Because your duplicates will go to that, and you get more 5, and then your credits going to go to that, so you get more 6. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. That could also. I'm not trying to discount it at all.
You know? I will tell you this much, and because I actually do code for a living, and like I don't write programs, but I will. I know, right? Super nerd, but I can say very confidently that there's no way that they have a algorithm in the game that can be manipulated. However, there can be patterns in their algorithm that can be exposed.
And I think that's probably what it is.
Right, because random is random, right? And when in the programming logic,
random's not always random. Random is not necessarily
computer-generated random.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a randomness. It is always random. Will never 100% be random. There's always patterns to randomness within computer. The only time you will ever get random is if you're down to assembly language with the 1s and 0s. It's the only time you will get random. But like everything to these days, you know, we haven't seen assembly language since the 80s, essentially. So it's not necessarily a thing to be randomized at this point. Everything will have a pattern, and there's always some sort of, you know, algorithm or pattern to random. It's never truly random, unfortunately.
But
it's just
my tinfoil hat theory for Red Stars is that I refuse to recruit a character until I have opened every single Red Star that I am going to spend on that character. So I'll never buy a offer. I will never play the legendary campaign or whatever it is. I will open all the Red Stars first, and then I'll unlock the character, because I feel like I see way more people who are like, oh my god, look at this 7 Red Star Black Bolt, not going to unlock him this time around. Then I see people that have a 7 Red Star Black Bolt. That's a bad example because like not many people have 7, every other character that comes out, you see way more completely unlocked, like not unlocked characters that are at high Red Stars, and they're like, I honestly feel like maybe the odds are increased if you don't have the character on your roster.
Yeah, because then it would force you to. Yeah, because I feel like that would incentivize you to unlock it. Like, say, oh, here's a high Red Star pull on, you know, Karnak that's coming out, or Symbiote Spider-Man. So maybe I'll buy an offer. I mean, that's happened to me. Like that was my thing for a while. I was like, I won't buy an offer on a character unless it's at 4 Red Stars or more, because then it's not necessarily worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's
fair.
Interesting. I like the tinfoil hat theory.
We got a couple theories here.
We do. All right. Next segment we talk about is war and war advice. So not necessarily like, you know, we used to talk about like, you know, what our win-loss rate was. Ours is terrible this season. Unfortunately, we're at 2-4. But I'm curious if Dismal, you have any war advice for people with, you know, anyone listening or watching at this point.
Give us all your dope secrets.
I don't think there's anything that's super secret. I guess the big one right now is Asgard counters. So we were just talking about Drax. I think top 10, a lot of people in the top 10 are doing the Drax swap in for Thing with Fantastic Four.
What?
I've coined the phrase D4.
D4,
yeah.
God, look at that shit grin.
We were calling him we were calling him Frax, I think, for a while.
Frax?
Yeah.
Is that literally just to keep everyone alive because that auto taunt?
Yeah, it's just to take all of the, because Asgard's really not that scary if you can get through the first round and a half.
Yeah.
That, you know, like I get scared like half your team's like in the red or in yellow, and like nothing after the first round hits hard.
Yeah.
Like Heimdall does his AoE, and it's like, oh, okay, that was nothing. I thought that was gonna hurt, but
that's
so yeah, I think you take most of it.
It's just keeping Human Torch alive, because more often than not, Loki will target Human Torch and then he's just fucked, after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I noticed that. I noticed that my Human Torch dies fairly fast. Is that like that can't be by accident?
He is highly combustible. Yes,
highly combustible. Wow, wow,
that was great. That was nice. That was a good pun.
That might be the title of the episode right there. Highly combustible.
I like it.
Man, that's
a good one. Yeah. So I mean, I really think that like Drax can be replaced either by Thing or Mr. Fantastic, depending on who's lower. For me, I have Thing pretty high up there, so I use him to essentially do as much damage as possible. But I feel
but I just think Thing's a little more usable outside of that team, so you can put him on your Brawlers team.
True.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And then pull out Spider-Man or whatever and build your Spider-Verse team. So I think that's a good way to go.
Also, like that utility for Mr. Fantastic is just so solid between his stun on his special and then also the defense down removal on his ult.
The assist.
Yeah. And the true.
Yeah, I definitely recommend getting all their basics if you're going to run that team, just because it'll help with all the assists for everything. But that's also so many tier 4s for everybody.
Well, you get 4, and when you do 60% and use 7, you get 4. So
that's true.
It only takes 2 months.
It only takes 2 months to get one. One basic. So
they need to fix the raid season leaderboard too. That is sorely in need of an update.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's not fun at the moment getting what is it? The top alliances, which I guess is you guys. We get it's 400 or something, or 250 something.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
400, 250, 150, 90 for anyone from 4th to 170th gets 90, which is like, if you're in the top 10, I don't see why you don't get more. Should be. Yeah, they just need to mirror the war ones, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be acceptable. Yeah, especially since at the time when they adjusted those for tier 4s, it's like, okay, this is how it'll be. But now that we're a year into those rewards happening, now I feel like they should definitely adjust it for sure. So
I'm trying to build counters for the Asgardian teams right now. So outside of the Fantastic Four team, do you have any suggestions on like good compositions to take in there that you don't have to kind of do the 2-tap strategy? Because like I've been doing the 2-tap strategy mainly because I'm at that point in the game where I don't have a ton of teams to take that down. I really only have like one that can take it down in one shot.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at other options of teams to build for that.
Aimtron is like the only team that I've found that consistently punches up on Asgard.
Okay.
So and I don't think it's super hard to get. I think most people have them. It's just a matter of leveling a little bit. But
and in that Aimtron team, what aim units do you use? Because I have a really strong aim team, but obviously I'd have to drop out 2 of them.
Security, Scientist Supreme, Graviton, and Assaulter.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think Assaulter is the one that people probably sub out the most, because most people are like, well, I have a 6 red star monstrosity. So I think the speed helps a lot. But you don't need damage against Asgard. You need sustain. So like I would more likely, if I was going to try it, I would more likely use Researcher than I would to use another damage.
I'm so glad you just said that, because that's my 6 red star unit. So I didn't really want to drop that one out. Yeah. I'm looking for any excuse to slot that guy into a team. Let me tell you that.
I use Researcher over Assaulter on my aim team.
Yeah.
But only because I have a 4 red star aim Researcher. My Assaulter is nothing.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the I haven't tried Aimtron very much. I've been having some success with Alt Humans, which is essentially Ultron and Inhumans with Captain Marvel as well. Also helps, I find. So I want to do some more research and trials on it, because I've been punching down like significantly, because by the time I have get a chance to use it, then it's just everybody's dead, or it's my alt humans at this point are like almost 300k. So it's like anything under that I'm fighting is like 225, 250. So I want to try more even matches, especially with Black Bolt being able to disrupt Loki and Hela out the gate.
Right.
Really. But I'm curious to try that. Well, I'll do some more research, or if Wolverthor's still watching, maybe you can do some more research and think about.
He dropped the Aimtron in chat.
Oh, did he? Okay, good. Yeah, because I want to try more with alt humans, especially with Crystal and Karnak coming to. Even though I don't really think it would be with Crystal, I think maybe Crystal, Karnak, Yo-Yo, Black Bolt, and Ultron. I think might do really well against.
Can I be honest for a second with you guys?
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I think Karnak is the dumbest fucking champion they could have picked to release. I'm sorry, man. The guy is.
I would assume they only did it because Karnak is semi more relevant. They should have done Medusa more than anyone.
Oh, thank you, dude. Because in Contest of Champions, the Inhumans are actually a really strong faction in that game, and Karnak is one of the single worst units in the entire game. And I have a 5-star version of him, and I hate him I really hate him. So when they told me that when I read that they were releasing, I'm like, oh great, the most vanilla champion in the entire series is being released in the game before people like Cyclops. And it's just.
Well, technically at the same time.
Oh well,
technically.
I guess you're right.
I think Medusa will be in the game.
She has to be.
She has to be.
At some point, every character we know from Marvel will be in this game unless the game dies completely. Yeah. So,
and Wolverine will still be the daily calendar. 100%. Somehow, out of all the people in the Marvel universe, it's gonna be funny. Wolverine.
Yeah, that's true. Damn, savage. Just change Wolverine to Hulk. Let's do this.
Nice.
Foxy, you don't have to listen to anything we say. Just change Hulk and Wolverine from their stuff. All right.
I love it.
Yeah, that's really good.
That was great. Wolverine will still be the daily login character.
So, any team advice outside of war that you can recommend? Like, what are good teams for people to work on? Maybe there's a hidden thing with Wakandans that we don't know about or anything like that, which is just don't build them.
Yeah, there's nothing hidden about
or if there's any sort of I don't know, if there's any team advice that you're maybe you're seeing something that we're not in the upper echelons of the game. I'm just curious, what are some team advice you can give to people listening?
I have been using, I think Hela she's hard to get, but she's insane.
She's hella hard to get.
She's hella good.
Hard to get. But her Envision or her in Star-Lord and U7 is insane. Because right off the bat, you either blind the entire first wave or you ability block the entire first wave. Which is because they both go right before Hela. I think Star-Lord's marginally better at the beginning because he can feed her energy. So if for some reason you screw up your cooldowns, you can get her ult back. But I use them pretty religiously, and I just cycle between Vision and Star-Lord for a lot of the nodes. That's the big one for me. I just one shot Vision screwing around today with Minerva, Ultron, Scientist Supreme, Magneto, and Phoenix. Vision boss node one shot. And I was not even trying to one shot it. I was just I put Magneto in because I was like, oh, this will stop Vision from being a pain in the ass. And then all of a sudden I beat it with 2 minutes left.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
And I don't know if it was just the state of that actual raid, if it was an easy day or what, but someone in game chat was like, wow, I didn't know you could one shot Vision. And then I loaded in a random team and I was one shot him with 2 minutes left. So it's possible the specific raid, it was easier yesterday or whatever, but yeah, it was good. And it's not a hard team, I don't think, to have. So
right.
No, that's not at all.
So, but yeah, like I said, we're trying to work through a guide that is it's hard because U7 compared to U6, most people don't have every single character anywhere near usable for a lot of this. So like,
True.
It's really hard to say what works for the War Machine node when you have to have 4 red stars minimum to like even have a chance, you know?
Exactly.
That's the one with the War Machine and all the Ultron bots, right?
That one's easy now. That was like the biggest pain in the ass the first couple of weeks, but that's Tech Wing, and it's pretty easy to do at a certain point. But I mean, the War Machine boss node in the top.
Oh, okay. I haven't even gotten there yet, so I don't even know what that's like. So
I wouldn't bother with it, to be honest with you.
Not worth it.
No, I mean, personally for me, I won't. If I get up to that point, like I don't have 30 energy, I'm not even gonna try. If it's at the end of the raid, so it's insane. Those are nuts. And then they reworked Ultimus, and they made the main boss like 6 times harder.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. They don't think about the AI aspects of it when they rework people, or maybe they do. Who knows? I can't wait.
Yeah, they must, because I don't think they loaded in Carnage's new kit. I haven't noticed him being any worse. I don't think that any of the Asgard stuff got reloaded in. And then Ultimus's kit, his new kit is 100% in the main boss of U7. So they must think about it and then pick which ones they're going to apply the new versions to.
Yeah, I noticed that too with in U7 with Carnage and Venom not giving the defense up or the additional speed bar to everybody. So it's curious how that hasn't, or even with if you're attacking other people, other Asgardians with Thor on the AI team, he doesn't get charges. So it's interesting.
Yeah, and in Alpha, all the monstrosities don't attack on their special. They just give themselves offense up, which is like the first time they loaded that new aim heavy version of Alpha, like before this last one came out, and like the wave dropped with 4 monstrosity. I was like, oh great, here we go. And then they don't even attack on the first round. I was like, oh, that was easy.
Here comes the smackdown.
It's all the old kits. So
yeah, interesting that they haven't done that, or maybe that's intentional. Maybe that's them giving us an olive brand. It's got to be
semi-intentional. Yeah, and stuff like that would be just insanely OP.
Wolverthor pointed out Thor's passive, which I noticed too, is he gets 0 charge.
Yeah,
so they must think about it, I'm sure,
to an extent at least, maybe.
Right.
All right, what's your favorite character in the games right now, Dismal?
Hela, I just talked about a lot.
Wasn't that Sen Raven's favorite character too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's because he's got a 7 red star Hela.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Well, but she seems to be pretty. I didn't mean to cut him off. But.
I mean, I guess the other one would be Scientist Supreme. I think that her usability when they reworked her, she's one of the best 5 characters in the game.
Isn't that so funny? How a rework can make a character go from being the most worthless to one of the best.
Yeah.
That specific case too, right? Like she was the laughing stock
Supreme Pizza, man.
Easily
pizza.
I remember when I was doing my summoning or Saturday morning summon show, my 2 friends, I back to back on their accounts pulled megas with 100 times Scientist Supreme, and they were both just like, oh, garbage. Nah. Flash forward to now, and it's like, oh
yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
She's in so many meta teams for especially raid stuff. It's pretty dope. Hell yeah. I can't wait to get. I have Hela at 2 stars right now. I can't wait
both, bro.
Yeah, I can't wait to get her up because I just want her to. I want to use her. I want to use Asgardian so bad.
Same.
You know?
Well, if you have 3,000 premium orbs, then open them up. You know?
True.
I only have 12, so
roll them dice, baby.
A little shy.
And if you don't, orbs, maybe I'll get two shards for her.
And then you can buy 3,000 more, my friend.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Box next way.
So that'll now we're up to our Q&A session. So
actually, real quick, Charlie, before we do the Q&A, there's something I just want to mention. I forgot to mention this before, and I think it's noteworthy enough to mention. Yesterday, someone posted in Reddit asking we should petition to not spend any money in this game until more characters become farmable, and Cerebro put a response into it. I think that is worthy to mention.
Okay, I hadn't seen this yet.
Him and Zeeks were both getting snappy on Reddit yesterday.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Ooh, so they were going off on some people.
His response was, no need for a petition. Zeeks and I speak on your behalf every week, and I assure you that the community requests are heard. Also, we post blogs every Friday afternoon, so I recommend waiting to make a thread until after they are posted to see if your inquiry was addressed. As it happens, we did announce today that characters are going to start showing up in the stores over the next few weeks.
Okay. So was it the Thing is going into the Blitz store, right? I think is what's happening. That was the one thing that was on the blog.
That was the one thing they said, but Zeke said that there are more coming beyond that.
Okay.
But they didn't give us any definitives.
Of course. Why is that? There's more characters coming. Who? We're not going to tell you.
Yeah. Okay, who or where or when. Yeah, that's
exactly.
That's
they're looking into the ones that are the least beneficial for us, or well, I shouldn't say beneficial. The ones that we're least likely to spend the money on.
Yeah.
But I thought that was
your bruiser.
Something
there you go.
Yeah, let's go over that Q&A. We got some stuff in there. So
yeah, it's all right. So what do we got for our Q&A session or panel there?
Okay, I saw the first question was from Neovenom Zaraki, and he asked, oh my god,
what do you think is best?
The best faction minion only team.
Interesting.
Ooh. Is that for me or for everybody?
It's really just for you. We all can answer it, but you're the honored guest, my guy.
Oof. Shield.
I guess. Well, let's see. What would that break down to? Right? There could be a faction only Shield, AIM,
Kree.
I
would say Kree and Shield,
which we know that's not the answer.
Not yet.
Not yet. It's true.
Wait, not yet for who?
Hydra.
Oh, sure.
Hydra's terrible.
So bad.
At the moment.
Wait for that rework.
Yeah, I would probably Shield or Kree, right?
I would say if I lean to one, I would probably lean to Shield.
Yeah.
And what setup would you use? Because there is one extra character you could slot in or out, probably, right?
No. I think minions.
Oh no, because you don't have
not without Fury.
Minions, right?
Yeah. So you get both healers, and you get Trooper next to Shield security. You get some damage. You get some crits.
Shield security just makes that team so much.
Yeah, and I think that Kree would be good, but Royal Guard's not good anymore. He's too fast. Yeah. His cooldowns are too much.
Yeah.
So they'd last one round and then fizzle out.
I only say that because 7 Red Star Cyborg, no big deal.
Oh god.
What about that AIM team though, guys? I mean,
without Scientist and what's his butt? Graviton.
Yeah, but Scientist Supreme is
she's a hero.
She's technically not a minion, I guess.
She's not. She's a main character.
Nah.
So it has to have. So for it to be a minion, by definition, it has to have the suffix of, or the prefix of minion, right? Or aim, or shield,
or yeah. Well, you have only 3 abilities.
I would say not a hero. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
you're right.
It's basically either shield, aim, Kree, hand, or Hydra.
I was just gonna say we left out the resident sleeper of the hand team.
We Ravagers and mercenaries too.
Well, there's not even 5 Ravagers though. Unfortunately, it's the three Ravagers and then Yondu, and who's the 5th one?
Is
there a 5th one?
Not yet. No, I don't think. Taserface.
Taserface. Yeah.
Speaking of hand, did you get the awesome hand rework that happened with Elektra's basic?
What a weird update!
Who asked for that?
And why? Who uses Elektra? I mean, I guess the first 3 weeks you play, you use her, but
yeah, I guess so.
Hey man, I've got a hand team that's 140k, and let me tell you, that shit takes all the ultimates from the Asgardian team like a champion. Okay.
Your sacrificial hand team.
That's my sacrificial hand team.
True.
No, I'll throw my hand at them bitches.
All right, what we got next for a question?
Oh, the next question. All right, so Wolverthor asked us, for all of us, where are we in the current yo-yo blitz? So I'll start off and say that I'm at 3 mil right now, and I just don't care. Well, I'll do the rest of today, but I'm not a big blitzer, so for me that is a big blitz. But yeah,
I hit 1.1 because I was just like, what's the? And I'll say this again, real quick. It's
milestones and chill, baby.
But when it's a new character, I don't even bother because the accessibility to get into a higher tier for someone like me is out the window. Yep. You see the Blitz predictions that Casino puts out, and the big boys are hitting 60 mil. So like even getting to like
14, 15, or 17 is like the kind of the cutoff for if you really want to like make some progress on your characters.
It's like that's so much for me, you know?
Yeah, that's a ton. I'm curious as to like how do people do that much in Blitz? Like, are they running scripts? Or
you have to be running scripts. If you're not running either that or they're account sharing, one of the two. Like they're helping out their buddies, and
you have to be running a script.
Yeah,
I mean, I personally know someone that's won a Blitz with I think 47 million at the time was Rhyme when he won. I don't remember one of the new characters, and he was not running a script or macroing. He was just playing way too much.
Sure. I mean, that's definitely possible, but I feel like
consistently. Oh yeah, 100%. They're
yeah, because I mean, dude, let's be honest. If you've got BlueStacks, Mimi, or Nox, you can write an auto clicker to make it happen for you.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and it's not that difficult.
I'm currently sitting at 14.5 million in Blitz.
Ooh.
And I still have another 3 rounds to go. So I'm probably going to hit 16 million for this Blitz.
I'm at 9.2. I'm okay with that. That's the most I've blitzed in a while. For a while, I was doing the Chew Burger, which is trying to get as close to 750K as you could. As a challenge, so
that's pretty dope.
I think 750 76 was the closest I ever got, so I was pretty close.
That's pretty
dope. Just over the milestones, huh?
Yeah,
that's funny. That's actually a really good way of being like, okay, fuck this, I'm not doing this for whatever, just milestone. Oh, that's a good challenge for like whenever there's a character that comes out that you already have like maxed out. That's pretty cool. I like that idea. I might start doing that.
So. All right, so I've got a question. It's actually a 2-part question, but this actually is a question for all of us, I guess you could say. Like, who is the character you would like to see in the game the most? And let's start with Dismal.
Oof.
Or I already have a canned response if you're not ready.
Go ahead.
Gambit. I want to see Gambit. He's my fucking dude, man.
Yeah.
I love Gambit. Out of all the characters in the series, I don't know, as a kid, like he was always just like the pimp, man. And I feel like as a character in the game, he has like the tools to make a cool kit, have cool looking abilities, have a lot of utility, but he could like smoke bomb, throw cards, use a staff baton, like stun people.
I feel like he would be more utility than he would be like a damage doer. He definitely
and that's great because I mean,
right?
Yeah, because the X-Men team already has a lot of damage to begin with, so
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
No, that's nice.
The Gambit would have been in my top 5 probably if I was going to make a list. Gambit
or a cool character.
Gambit or Nightcrawler were like always my 2 that I loved when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Iceman was my favorite growing up.
Yeah, that's a good one right there. He'd have sick animations.
My favorite character starting in the game, like Spider-Man's been my favorite character forever. And then my second favorite character being Spider-Man Miles Morales, funny enough, and then here they both are. But a dope character that would be amazing would be Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Cosmic Ghost Rider?
Yeah, so that's a new run right now. He's from like the future alternate dimension kind of thing. Comes back in time. Frank Castle is Ghost Rider, who's also became the Herald of Galactus, and then the Black Right Hand of Thanos. Crazy comic. It's so dope. But he's like super powerful being. He has like obviously the penance there, but he also has the power cosmic granted to him from Galactus. Crazy character. Would be stupid to see him in the game. He would be able to do it would be awesome. That and obviously Dr. Doom. The fact we know Dr. Doom is crazy to me. He should be the 5th Fantastic Four for something.
Silver Surfer too, right?
I was actually just gonna say to Vash's thing that if they actually did implement Iceman or Silver Surfer, I feel like that character would be one of those ones where they get lazy and just like rinse, wash, repeat the same people because they're like kind of, I don't know, just for some reason I see them doing something slimy like that. But actually, now you said it, man, I love Iceman, dude. There's so many cool X-Men in the
good ones.
I mean, dude, you could have this game.
Archangel, dude.
Dude, you could have this game be X-Men alone. You know, like, there's
what about Iceman and Emma Frost? Like a Frost team would be so.
That'd be fun.
X-Men, dude. There's so many cool X-Men you can pick from.
I'm actually
anyway. Dismal didn't go yet.
Well, I said Nightcrawler.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then, if we've answered that one, because
hold on, I didn't go. I didn't say. I mean, Iceman was just my favorite. I didn't.
Okay.
Growing up, that'd be cool. So Iceman.
Fuck you.
Rip. Okay. So next question we have from Wolverthor Official. what is your best Ultimate 7 raid team? Content creators have a ton of different ones. Curious what your go-to 5 is. So I'll tell you right now that I'm mid-tier scrub, so I'm rocking Tech Wing, which is, Falcon, Scientist Supreme, Ultron, Shuri, and Minerva, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm doing 30% in U7, and it's helping me I score like 18, 20 million per raid, and I'm enjoying it because it's a fun team. So I know that's kind of like the base team that everybody's using for U7, but I know that Charlie and Dismal definitely use different teams. So.
Wait, can I actually say my team before you guys go? Because it's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 bait teams and then BKT.
Hey man, whatever works.
Nice.
Hey, it gets me my 2 nodes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It gets me my 2 nodes. Yep. That's all I need.
Mr. Zilios is mid-tier with Ultron. Damn, what am I?
Exactly.
Okay, I say mid-tier.
I love you, dog, but you are not mid-tier.
Okay, fine.
You're sitting at 4.5 and you have Ultron and stuff. You're not mid-tier. You're a little bit bigger than you think you are.
All right. I'm a free-to-play. I'm a filthy casual.
I appreciate the humbleness.
Yeah, it's a filthy casual. That would be I'd say that's my approach in comparison to like Charlie, who's a little bit more of a meta tiered player.
I'm not that far ahead of you. I'm only at 4.6.
All right.
I'm sure but the difference probably being the allocation of resources.
Yeah, maybe.
You're at 4.6, but then you have probably more like.
Oh, I'm at 4.2. I mean, well, there's not that big of a difference.
No, but for Charlie though, being at 4.6, I think that extra, 400K or whatever is still huge, especially when it's in like tier 13s. It's in like I
hit my 28th tier 13 yesterday with Black Bolt. So.
Yeah, what are you two doing? I saw you posted Charlie your Hella deal. That was really dope.
So I use my go-to absolutely will beat all the way up until or past the vision node, even though I have to take multiple, is Tech Wing, because my Tech Wing squad is like 340K, so that will do it no problem, just because I have Falcon is my highest character at 88K. So like I'm going to eventually max out all his abilities to get him higher to help with that. But like the team that I'm really enjoying right now, I don't have a name for it, but it's Hella, Scientist Supreme, Black Bolt, Yo-Yo, and Shuri. It just gives me a lot of utility and able just to do a lot of controlling. And Black Bolt, when he gets that offense up with everyone's defense down, and then he just AoEs everyone, he just wrecks. And like his basic will hit for like 100K non-crit. It's insane.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm liking.
I've seen a lot of people do the Black Bolt and Yo-Yo thing. I haven't tried it yet because, like I said, I'm frustrated with their red star status. So, but I'm sure it works really well.
I mean, I saw Charlie doing it on stream the other day when he tried it out for the first time, and it was actually I was jealous. I'm like, oof, that team's kind of dirty. Black Bolt with his like auto attack feature. Oh my goodness gracious, dude, he was clapping people.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best U7 team is based around Tech Wing. Like, I don't think Falcon is the best unless you have high red stars on him. But basically, take Falcon out and put in whoever your highest red star damage dealer is, and you're gonna have a solid, secondary team. I think Killmonger is one of the best raid characters in the game.
Now, wait, is that because you're 7 red stars?
Well, yeah. If you have them, if you have them above 5, there's whole alliances in Pants and Hulk that all use Killmonger at 4 or 5 red stars.
Wow!
And he attacks so much in that team because of Shuri and because of Scientist Supreme flipping and all of his counters, and then he's draining, and he's insane. He is a one-man show.
Yeah.
So I think he's a really good option if people have him in high red stars.
It's genuinely such a bummer that the Wakandan team isn't better than what they are. It really is. That team should be so dope.
Right.
Like and the roster, like that, the team setup is actually good characters. It's not like they have like, you're not seeing any like Wakandan like soldier minions or anything, right? It's all heroes. Like I don't know. It's a bummer. But yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'd be interested to see if we ever get another minion in the game.
For like in general?
Yeah, I just don't think we're ever gonna get another. I think that was all it's all done with. So everything's gonna be 4 or 5 actual heroes, which is
good, that's a good point. Is it? Yeah, I guess it is good, but with minions, you at least allow a little diversity of composition with teams, though, right? I mean, you still do with regular characters, but I mean, like, I don't know, like like Shield, for instance, like obviously having Coulson is dope for war and stuff, but I feel like there's still dope teams that where you could have just minions and one hero. You know, I don't know. But you're right. There's so many heroes in this universe. Why wouldn't they just do all heroes at this point? Right. The only thing I could see is if, like, you know, for instance, they did a hero, and then when that hero is released, it's also like 4 minions that are just in the. It's not like any kind of thing. They're just there. I don't know. Right. You wouldn't have to like work for them. They're just there now.
I just can't think of any factions that they would release minions for, because I feel like they've already covered most of them. I mean, they've got mercenaries, they've got Hand, Kree, Shield, Hydra.
They could do the Nova Corps. They could do. They could. I mean, there's stuff to do. There's definitely stuff to do. This is like a limitless universe, which is cool and not cool. That is for this true.
The Mole Men.
I mean, who else is in the KGB when they drop Red Guardian when the Black Widow movie comes out? Like, or is he just going to be an Avenger?
The thing is, though, they could do the what the hell is there's also obviously there's a USSR Avengers. I forgot their name. But it would just be that. So I doubt they would do minions for that. But that's a good point to bring up.
Didn't they say that they're not doing any more minions for the game?
That's what we were just talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was
we're just trying to think of if they were, like, who could they even do? But